What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. If you don't know who I am, that means you're new. I'm Mark. What's good with y'all? Go check out my other videos. Check them out. Check them out. But first, stay on this one. I'm in a really good mood. So, you guys read the title right. You saw the thumbnail correctly. My first looks / thoughts on the Glock Model 45 MOS. Oh, man, this thing is so cool. So, for some of y'all wondering, well, how do I know it's really the MOS model? I got me a Harrison. But I'm in a great mood, as you guys can see. She is clear. So, some of y'all might be wondering, how long have I had this? I just picked it up today. Have I gotten much time to play with it? I mean, a little bit. You know, I field stripped it to get some of the factory grease off. You know, lube it up so that way it sounded nice. You know, it's not too screechy when not too screechy anymore. I am pretty happy with this right now. So let's go ahead and talk about a couple of things that came with the gun itself. I don't know why I closed the case. I'm a bozo. So came obviously with the magazine that was in the gun. That's one. Got another one here, 2. Comes with 3 magazines. Comes with a speed loader as well. So that way, in case your thumbs, you know, having a little trouble, maybe your thumbs are hurting or they're tired, you know, speed load. That's always nice. Also came with a couple of extra back straps here so you can change out how the grip feels. I'm pretty excited about that. I might go ahead and dive into that. But standard lock and key, we already know that. And then last but not least, this part did not come in the bag. However, I just tossed it in there just to help save some room. It comes with a brush as well. I'm in a pretty good mood. Obviously, you know, we got the standard, safeguards, as they call it, that comes with every Glock. For those of y'all who have not gotten one of those, let's open it up. All right, so see here, nothing special. Offers you a warranty on your Glock, which realistically you kind of don't need. It's a Glock, but a couple of more, you know, little pamphlets as far as shooting, basic firearm safety, NRA offer. Nothing too special in these. Customer safety awareness form. That's funny. Oh man, that's hilarious. But you get your standard manual as well. All right, now that we've talked about everything that has come with the gun, let's talk about the gun itself. So, as you guys can see here, it comes with the standard Glock sights. However, if I try lining them up, you're not going to see much because I got the Harrison on there. Yes, I know it's pronounced Holosun. I'm just saying it that way because I think it's funny. But let's go ahead and talk about it. It has the larger mag release button that you see common with Gen 4 and 5 models. I'm a big fan of that. Makes it a little easier to just drop your mag. I do like that a lot better than the Gen 3 models. I can say that. Something that might be a pro for some of you guys, not really the biggest pro for me, not really a con either, is that we have ambi slide stop levers. You can see, got it on both sides there. So I can sit here and drop the slide from here, drop it from the other side. Can do whatever I want with that. I can lock it from either side, of course. But man, this thing is pretty dope. I'm in a great mood. I don't know if you guys can tell. Now, how would I compare this compared to, like, you know, Gen 3 Glocks, Gen 4 Glocks? I'll be honest, I sat there and noticed something. I noticed that the trigger felt a little bit lighter. And maybe, you know, maybe Glock is just being a bit more attentive to their triggers. Not saying they're upgrading them or updating them, but they're being more precise with their trigger weight measurement. But from what I saw, at least, as you guys can see right here, this is a fixed 5.5 pound trigger. So this being fixed at 5.5 pounds, I can say I can say that my Glock 23 at least is at 6. I can say that at least. But go ahead and check out the reset on it. And it's crazy too because it feels like the reset is also a little bit shorter than on the older generations. Maybe I'm crazy. Excuse me. Maybe I'm crazy. Who knows? Now, for those of y'all who are not too familiar with the Glock 45 model, the Glock 45 is similar to the Glock 19X in the sense that it is a 19 slide, 17 frame. So you can hold the standard 17 round magazines while still having the smaller barrel of a Glock 19. Now, some of y'all might be wondering, is there anything other than just, the standard little touch-ups that Glock does that makes this very different from the 19X? And yes, there actually is. And I wish I had a 19X here to show you guys. But a Glock 19X will not take Gen 5 mags. Glock 45 is a Gen 5 model, meaning this model was created to be a Gen 5 model. That's like, there's no Gen 4 model 45, there's no Gen 3 model 45. It's just you get the Glock 45 or the Glock 45 MOS, which is what we have right here. All in all, I'm very excited to, be able to get this to go down range. I'm pretty happy with what I've seen so far. I can say that you do have a different recoil spring and guide rod than your typical Glock one that you would find with your Gen 3 or Gen 4 models. Or honestly, if I'm not mistaken, it might just be Gen 3 models. But my whole point is that overall, this thing looks freaking dope. Can't see any issues with this gun as a whole. And let me see here, let's see if you guys can, get yourself a good little view of the dot. I don't think I'm going to be able to get that view for you guys. Who knows? Nah, I'm not going to be able to. I'm not going to be able to, but it's whatever. Things happen. I'm going to be doing a review talking about this dot. Not even a review, but first looks, first thoughts, because I just got the dot today as well. But my entire point is simply that overall, I'm pretty happy with the purchase here. The MSRP for Glock 45 MOS is roughly going to be $650-ish, maybe $700, depending on where you're getting it from, how you're getting it. But let's talk about whether that price point is truthfully worth it. You're getting the reliability of a Glock. You're getting some pretty cool, some pretty cool features that don't come with your typical Gen 3 Glocks or below. But you're also getting added features. There we are, a lot better. You're also getting some added features that you don't find with Gen 4s as well, especially when you compare this to the only real competitor it's going to have among the other Glocks, which is the 19X. I think this surpasses it without any issue. I mean, even comparing it to the new 19X that got released with threaded barrel, that's now MOS as well. I still think the Glock 45. I think it takes the cake out of the two. But let me go ahead and give you guys a good little. There we are. I know I showed you guys the reset, but why not show you guys the first trigger pull, right? Now, some people might be wondering what MOS generally means. Simply just means that you can throw a optic onto your pistol. Can't remember exactly what MOS stood for the life of me. It's just blanking right now. I mean, for some reason, I think it's like modular optic system or something like that, but I don't think the M is modular. I don't think that's it. I could be mistaken, though. But all I know is simply that MOS, you're getting a bit more out of it than you would. And overall, I can truthfully say, while it's not like, for example, with Canic, where they're including, 4 or 5 extra mags, speed loaders, they're including everything else. I can truthfully say that you get a pretty good bang for your buck here in this model. Very comfortable to hold. Of course, that doesn't really mean much when it comes to shooting. However, with the size of the gun itself, I really doubt there's going to be an issue with it shooting. Now, some of y'all might also be wondering, well, since this has a 19 slide on it and it's a 17 frame, doesn't that mean that I should be able to go ahead and throw my 19 slide onto there and it work? Ideally, yes. However, it has to be Gen 5. if I'm not mistaken, doing it with a Gen 4 isn't going to work. Doing it with any other generation is not going to work, which is kind of contrary to how Glocks usually are. However, it's still a possibility. Now, of course, these are Gen 5 mags. However, despite it being Gen 5, it does take Gen 4 and Gen 3 mags as well, which isn't too rare among Glock. I will say that. It's not super rare, not super uncommon, but it's always good to point that out. You have a tiny bit different of a texture on the frame here than you would with your Gen 3s or maybe even Gen 4 Glocks, but it's not bad. It's definitely not bad in any capacity. You can get a nice good grip on the gun itself. And something I noticed, but something I also noticed with Gen 5s compared to maybe Gen 4s or Gen 3s, for example, is that if you notice on the grip, you can see that the magwell is kind of, not too much, not too much, but it's kind of flared out there. That's not how the Gen 3 models are, at least. And that's always something interesting. You know what I mean? You always got to point out the differences here. Of course, you get front and rear slide serrations. You know, I mean, if you're doing it like me and running a hollow sun on it, you can just rack it from your dot. But, you know, there we are. You can always rack it from the front if you don't want to do it from the dot. You can always sit there and even like that if you want to. You get a lot of options with this gun. Of course, comes with an accessory rail as well, so you can throw a light on there. You can throw a laser on there. You can really do whatever you want. All in all, I'm pretty happy with this gun. I mean, I've done a lot of research on it before I bought it. I knew I was going to be pretty happy with the purchase. However, I can truthfully say now that I've made the purchase, pretty damn worth it. But with that being said, I think that about wraps it up for this video. I don't want to keep going in circles and circles about how much I like this model Glock so far and why. But with that being said, y'all make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, hit that bell. When you hit that bell, hit it all. And whether or not you agree with me about the Glock Model 45. Now remember, guys, this is no review. I have not shot this gun once yet, so I'm not going to sit here and label this as a review. This is my first looks / first thoughts on the model. But whether or not you agree with me about my first looks or first thoughts on the model, go ahead and comment down below why or why not, to make sure to check out all my other videos. Y'all make sure to stay legal, stay safe, stay dangerous. Have a good one, y'all. Peace.